times. I hope they don't do that. I would like to see a couple things in the end times, but like, I don't want the Glotkin. I would rather have characters who are like famous fantasy characters and who only exist within fantasy. As opposed to like a character who is only existed for the end times, and that's the only time we ever saw him in existence, and he was never mentioned before then. He literally did not exist. And for me, that applies to a lot of the units too. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I'm going to be happy with what I get. I'll say that. Any idea what units they might add for Lizardmen in Total War Warhammer 3? That is a bold... that is a bold assumption that we're getting more Lizardmen units in Total Warhammer 3. Lizardmen feel pretty done roster-wise to me. I mean, there are things they could add if they wanted to, for shits and giggles. Dance. Oh, y'all don't want to talk? Guys, hello? Okay. Like, for the Lizardmen, the things you could do, they could do skink horned one riders, which are an explicit thing we've had in the roster. The big thing they could do for the Lizardmen is do a Southlands focused DLC. So give us skink horned one riders, which were in the Southlands roster. Give us skinks with short bows, which was in the Southlands roster. A Kroxigor hero would be super nice. If they really wanted to spice things up, they could give us the Arcanodon. The Arcanodon would be super freaking cool. I don't know what the justification for the Arcanodon would be, but it'd be awesome. I mean, I'd buy it. Which, for anyone unaware, the Arcanodon's like a big long-necked dinosaur.
That's it.
It was the original mount. It was the original creature that the Engine of the Gods would be taken on. But Games Workshop later in then in 7th edition was like, no, it's just taken on a bigger, like an older Stegodon. But it's no longer like its own standalone thing. Which was kind of a shame. I really like the Arcanodon. Though ancient Stegodons are pretty cool. Give us better Lizardman campaigns DLC. The DLC is literally just like new campaign mechanics. That's all it is. There's no new units. It's just a campaign pack. Oh my gosh. I mean, and that's the thing with the Lizardmen, is I would much rather them fix the stuff we already have than add more stuff that would inevitably be crap. How are the Longma dragon-blooded? I'm curious. Well, they seem to be creatures that have dragon... I mean, they're horse-like creatures with dragon blood. I don't know to what extent they're horses and what... like, I'm not sure if they're, like, a draconic species that look like dragon... or, that look like horses. Or if they're, like, a weird hybrid. Or what's going on with that. Reminder that Creative Assembly forgot about Teachy Weechy with the Tehinuan DLC because they would have made a great ROR. Oh, I don't think they forgot. They didn't want to make a new unit. That was the issue. It was not a, oh gosh, we forgot Teachy Huichi existed. He would have been great. It was, we don't want to make anything that's going to actually require us to use new assets.
Come on.
Or shift assets around. Like, I mean, considering... It's just dumb, considering that Tehinuan can... Like, I would have much preferred Skink Horned One Riders to the Ancient Salamander. Like, the Ancient Salamander, to me... It's like, there's literally no unique animations to that thing, really. It's just a big salamander. That's it. Well, I mean, the reason we did not get interesting Regiments of Renown with Tehinuan is literally just because is literally just because of Three Kingdoms, and I will never forgive Three Kingdoms for that as long as I live. Alright, golems do not like Demetrium bombs. Which is unfortunate, because Demetrium bombs don't really do a lot of damage. They're just kind of there. See, I could make him explode. I could poison him. I could ignite it. Blind. Shrapnel. We could try lighting him on fire. I don't think it's gonna work. Alright, big guy. No powers. This is much easier than last time. Earth elementals are a different entry? He was guarding a lot of goodies, though. I'll give him that much. What's the difference between a golem and an earth elemental? Earth elementals. Earth elementals are made of mud, clay, sand, and rock dust clumped together with water and brought alive with magic. While seemingly slow and ponderous, these creatures are nevertheless dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. How to survive an encounter with an earth elemental? Simple. Run. Fast as you can. Same weaknesses. I guess it's just like a bigger one. Oh, we got an entry for Salma. I'm not one to lie, nor do I kill without reason. Witcher's investigation uncovered that a succubus named Salma was responsible for the string of killings afflicting the Novigrad city guard. This came as a surprise, for succubi do not usually commit premeditated cold-blooded murder. This is not to say they are not dangerous. They will at times kill on accident when carried away in a particularly gushing stream of ecstasy. At other times, they kill in self-defense, though they have the looks of slender maids from the waist up. Their supple limbs hide incredible strength. They are also invulnerable to fire, the Ignisan included. They present witchers with an intractable dilemma. Does this monster, who wishes men no ill, yet all the same often causes harm, deserve death or mercy? This is exactly the perplexing question faced by Geralt of Rivia. In the end, he believed Salma and decided to let her go free, though he could not shake off the feeling he might live to regret that decision. And then we also took down the Royal Wyvern. It were huge, and those teeth! Ah, we barely escaped. Wonder if it killed the traitors. Horse unsure had it coming. A hunter who knows his prey's habits and behavior will rarely return from his hunt empty-handed. To know what forest paths deer are like to trod, to know in what muck boars will wallow, and to guess when a hare will emerge from its burrow, that is half the battle. What most men do not know is that some monsters also possess such knowledge. For example, a royal wyvern from Velen had learned the danger of exposing itself to human eyes and arrows by flying high to pick out its prey from afar. Instead, it would lurk by the roadside and wait for military transports. In this way, it grew fat on salted pork and beer, expanding until it resembled a dragon more than other lesser members of its own kind. The Witcher thus knew this beast would be much stronger and more resilient than a normal wyvern. Even one blow from it could kill, which is why he needed to avoid its charge at all costs. It would also be wise to force it to the ground with his crossbow or a bomb whenever it tried to fly into the air and hurtle down a deadly dive. In the end, the Witcher slew the hideous creature, though not without some difficulty. Thanks to this feat, the soldiers could once again send shipments of food and equipment needed to conduct the war. Whether that was good or a bad thing, that's an entirely different matter. Krizomi! How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Alright. I think there's only one... I know there's another golem around here. There he is. Alright, so we're gonna go fight that last golem. Real quick. Any other monsters from Lizardman, like Arcanodons, I know of? And Arcanodon is like Arcana. So Arcana. So Arcanodon. But like, you know, obviously you have your Thunder Lizards, though a Thunder Lizard, like, based on how ridiculously huge the Dreadsaurian ended up being, there's no way in hell I could see them doing a Thunder Lizard. A Thunder Lizard would be obscene. And we've got the Quaddle. Really don't think there's too many other monsters outside of those. I mean, there's mentions of like some giant bugs and stuff, but they don't fight with the lizardmen. They're more like just natural problem causers. Like there's like a Stegawasps, which are giant, giant pissed off wasps, which, you know, sound horrifying based on how terrifying wasps already are. They're the Colchins. The Colchins are large flightless birds, so they're like large pissed off ostriches or emus that some skinks have learned to ride in the southern plains of Lustria. Earth, another earth elemental. Yeah, it looks like it's made out of metal. Troglodytes? What? You mean the Troglodon? You have to remember that a lot of creatures and dinosaurs and monsters that were created in older lore were reinterpreted into other forms. My friend keeps calling Crocscores crocodilians, and I hate it. Well, if he's talking about the Creative Assembly ones, then honestly, he's right, to be frank. Crocodilians is a more appropriate name based on their design. A Slayer on a Giant Slayer, is that Dwarf Cavalry? We'll let it slide. You were a pain in the butt. No more golems. Delightful. That's why Total War Crocscores were garbage. And they always will be garbage. And they will forever live as the absolute worst version of a Crocscore to ever be created. Earth Elemental Decoction. Increases the Witcher's resistance to vitality, depleting critical effects during combat. Wyvern Decoction. Each blow landed increases attack power until either fight ends or damage is taken. Oh. Hey, Six Strategy, what's up, dude? What's the plan for today is we're finishing off a couple of little things in Velen. So I have cleared every single question mark in Velen except for one, which is Bald Mountain. But apparently Bald Mountain will be a quest, so we're going to let that one lie for now. We're going to leave that one alone. Which is bigger, a Dreadsaurian or a Arcanodon? An Arcanodon is taller, but it's not bigger. The Thunder Lizard is the only thing bigger than a Dreadsaurian. Thunder Lizards are obscene. They need to remodel the Crocscore like Blood Bowl 2. Squat's Infinite, speaking the truth. He speaks the true. Blood Bowl 2 Crocscore is the one true version.
Should draw from it.
It is the vastly superior. Well, Six Strategy, and awesome to hear, my dude. Good to see you. So now what we're going to be doing Wait, what is this? Hidden treasure. Over here. There's something that chased me away from this. Were Colossedons just made into something else? Oh, hey. I don't remember what the... I think the Colossedons were turned into Bastillodons. Maybe. I'd have to reread the origin fluff of the Colossedon. Not going. Oop. What are Colossedons? I have no idea. I'd have to go look it up. It's not ringing a bell. Do I think it's a compromise they could keep the model of the Warhammer 2 Crocs for Lords and Heroes? I think what I would recommend doing is take the... I would try and find, like, some halfway moments. Like, I really like the, Unsent Letter. I really like the Boxigors, like, the concept and the design. So I think the Sacred Coxigors should be a staple of the range, but I would want them updated to look like actual Croxigors instead of what we have. And that's what I would say for most of those things, is that, like, I like the weapons and armor and stuff. The Nakai design I have a couple of issues with. Nakai's design, it's got some good and bad to it. Like, a lot of things are positive. I don't like how small his weapon is, though. I really feel like his weapon should be notably larger. Unsent Letter. My dear Papa, the wedding's over, it's done. It didn't all go exactly like I could imagine as a little girl, but, well, you always taught me to make the most of what I've got. We're traveling now, so I'll send this letter as soon as we arrive. I'll start with what I'm sure interests you the most, the financial matters. As I'm sure you've noticed, a few crowns have gone missing from your lockbox, the cupboard's a couple silver plates lighter, and your jewelry box isn't near as full as it once was. I took it as my dowry. No doubt much less than you'd have given, but I found myself had I found myself a worthy partner. But tough, that's life. Kurt, or as you like to call him, that good-for-nothing bare-arsed lazybones, is now my husband. And your daughter's precious purity, which you cared about more than her feelings, tears, or pleadings, well, it's only a memory now. We'll soon arrive at our destination. Naturally, I won't tell you where exactly that is, just in case you get in your head to come visit. Wherever it is, know your silver will be enough to set up a nice home. That's important, because I'm expecting a child. Are you glad? I doubt it. You always said poor matches only produce mutts and scoundrels, so it's a good thing you'll never have to see this one. Your little girl, Jeanette. Yikes. Oh, and she died. Oh, damn. That's a bummer. Level 32 Basilisk that appeared out of nowhere. What do you think, chat? Wanna fight a Basilisk? Probably gonna die. Golden Oriole, Grape Shot, Draconid Oil, and Ard. Try and fight it. Grants immunity to poisons. That's kind of hot. We got nope, that's Hangman's. Draconid. Need our Grape Shot. And Puffball probably would not hurt. He's gonna turn me to stone? I don't think these ones do that. They spit venom, though. You like them apples, huh? You like them apples? Come here. And basilisks have some BS sweeping aerial attacks. Come on. Okay, I ran out of Draconid oil, so let's get some more of that. Destroy that cock, you got it. I'm gonna absolutely annihilate it. Oh, that wouldn't lasted long. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. One might say that I specialize in beating up cocks. There we go! That wasn't so bad. Nearly broke my damn sword, but other than that, it wasn't awful. Monster slain! Sotek, stop. Make me. Hawkmaster of Sotek? Ah, yes. That is what they used to call me. Oh, that's armor. Stop with the cocks? No. More cocks. More cocks, chat. Why did the stream take a turn like this? Because in the Witcher universe, apparently a basilisk and a cockatrice are very similar creatures. It's okay, it's a word. It's not gonna hurt you. You'll survive. It's okay. What's my favorite Noblar fact? My favorite Noblar fact. Probably my favorite Noblar fact is that the Noblars, he's long dead, but the first Noblar to invent the scrap launcher was essentially like the equivalent of a genius among the Noblars, in that he was an individual who, I can't remember what his name was, but like the whole thing about him that's really funny is that he basically was a Noblar who was kind of looking at a Rhinox and was like, what if we just took all the stuff that the ogres don't like, all the small things the ogres don't want, that's too big for us but too small for the ogres, and we just put it all in a big old thing, a big old net, and we just shot it at people. And the thing that I find very delightful about the story is that it's fairly implied that, like, the ogres did not really realize what the Noblars were doing and what, like, the Noblars were up to. So they kind of just, like, showed up on the battlefield one day and they, like, just sort of looked over at the Noblars, and the Noblars were just like, pull! There is, like, this brand new war machine on the battlefield. And you just kind of had this whole situation of like all of the ogres just looking over and being like, oh, what the hell is that thing? what is that? Alright, so we've done everything there is to do in Velen, except for Bald Mountain, which is apparently a quest thing later. Alright, so let's actually head north, and let's get all of these missing signposts so we just have everything. Get this over with. Wait, can I ride north from here? No, I can't. I need to cross. Sorry, Roach. Roach, I'll see you on the other side. Master of Warhammer. Okay, so why don't we just do the Chameleon Skink and make... What? Why don't we just do a Chameleon Skink and make the Total War Crocs a special spawning? So the Blood Bowl Crocs can be the Crocs we see in battle, and the Total War Crocs can be used as builders and stuff. I guess you could do that if you really wanted to. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if someone... Like, I don't like them, but that doesn't mean you can't like them. Like, yeah, that's how this works, right? Is that, like, y'all ask my opinion, I give you the opinion, but, you know, you could still, like something that I don't. You don't need my validation. Will the scrap launcher be a long-range shotgun? It'll probably be, like, a very large... it'll probably be a very big... low damage but high armor piercing catapult that is terrifying in close combat. But it's probably going to be a catapult that it's kind of like how Hellstorm rocket batteries cover like a large area, but it fires like a single missile that covers a large area, as it's just like raining down debris on everyone's parade. Oh, what? You got a quest?
What's all this?
Not your concern, that's what.
Not an expert or anything, but you two look like you could use some help.
Aye, it's true, we could.
What do you need?
Full up with some manner of beast. Bar them inside, but that won't hold long. And we'll be in a world of woe once they're loose.
We're not rich, but cut the filth down, and we will pay you.
Alright.
Fine, I'll try to help you.
We'll let you in the barn, then open the doors once it's over.
Very random quest.
Right, Master Witcher, or they'll get out.
Oh, just ghouls?